thanks for Google to lead the way. And I think it was a very successful session having the Transport Commissioner role. We should have this discussion, Vyapar, every week in Jharkhand. So many issues can be sorted out in 1 hour. Amazing. I think it's a big turnaround. There are a lot of things which have actually been put forward, and we actually readily agreed to get things done immediately and at least work on the rest. So congratulations to Vyapar Jharkhand for getting things done this quickly. I've been to 7, 8 times Vyapar. I don't think it was this successful. Amazing. Wow. Right. I was asked to talk about operations. I was asked to talk about service expertise. But then I said the right topic for this would be self-sustainable organization. Because today, a lot of OEMs get into dealership management. I call it micromanagement. The spare parts manufacturer manufactures spare parts, the OEM should manufacture vehicles, and we should look after dealerships. Expertise lies in our own sales. When we have OEMs come and tell us how to run dealerships, then they obviously are not concentrating on making vehicles. Which means they're not doing their job because they're trying to do our job, and we're not doing our job, that's why they're trying to do our job. Hope you got it. So, what do we do at Anaamalais? At Anaamalais, we are quite old. I mean, we are an organization which, as a brand, has existed for the last 60 years. Some of our processes have been carried over, have been worked on for decades. So I tell my brothers, all of us are third generation into business. I tell them we are nothing else but benefiters of the past and safekeepers for the future. And we better get our job done properly because we have all the advantages and hardly any handicaps. I need to read this. Right, my eyesight is not too great. Alright, so that's our chairman, our late chairman, Sri P.K. Doraiswamy. We started off operations with Toyota in the year 2000, and over the years we have really built ourselves into a large organization. Right now we have a total of 57 touch points around Tamil Nadu. Our presence is there every 50 kilometers. The customer thinks Anaamalais, he has to go to a place or she has to go to a place just 50 kilometers away. But if he or she does wishes, we're going to be there at the beck and call of a customer. Yeah, so for the last 4 years, we've been number one in vehicle sales. We've been number one in CR awards over the last 4 years. We have sold over 1 lakh units over the last 2 decades, and our service market share for 15 years is at about 81%. I believe this is the highest for Toyota in India, and this gives us a lot of money because we are able to hold on to customers, and customer is money. The Anaamalais philosophy is very simple. We talk about extremely high employee engagement. Someone talked about it in the morning, saying that employees are the most important people, important resource in our organization. Through them, we also try creating fascinated customers. Fascination for, yes, the brands we represent, but also fascination for our own dealership brands. We also talk about this fascination has to convert itself into profits. All of us are here for profits. Profits is not a bad word. Profits is a great word. Profits create so many resources. We can afford resources. We can afford training. We can afford better equipment. We can afford greater locations to put facilities for our customers. What do we stand on? We call this our temple. Our temple actually stands on 4 legs, 4 pillars. But the biggest pillar of it is our customer voice. We listen to our customers, or we intend to listen to our customers, keeping our heads low to the ground, listening to everything a customer wants. We also talk about other standards which are actually based on the foundation of people power. People are delegated, people are skilled, people are groomed over many years. We talk about very important is a culture cultivation. We cultivate the culture of Anaamalais within our system, and everyone, when you go and talk to them, they talk about very similar ideals and aspirations. We also have standards of operations, we have the work environment and financial stability, which we think all this in unison would create the roof of Anaamalais fans, and then it will lead to high profitability. Right. So we went to our own team members and asked them what do they want, what are their aspirations, and what do they want in life, what are their place of work. We create environment, we make strategies so that these three basic requirements are taken care of: advanced, medium, and basic. Basic, yes, I think a lot of it is very important, giving clarity, the kind of incentives they receive. When it comes to the medium level expectations from our employees, it would talk about them being great at the jobs, and the way we can make them great at the jobs is so that they understand their jobs, they are able to know what they are doing clearly, precisely, and we feel that training is something which is very important here. Advanced, what is at the peak, the pinnacle of it, what do they really want? They want, again, transparency, they want, they have to be really competent, they need to be excellent in what they do in front of the peers, they have the egos, so they go for these various awards with the customers, the award nights, they get awarded by the customers, by other OEMs, and they also want to see them grow. For example, the two highest ranking people in my dealership setup is the president, the role of a president, and the role of a CEO. The president of my dealership, right now we have in Toyota about 3,500 people working, and the president was a fuel station pump boy 50 years ago. Right now he is leading everyone. His qualification, I think, was 12th standard. I don't know whether he failed it or passed it, but he passed in life. And the CEO, he was a painter 24 years ago. He made it. He's making presentations everywhere. He's reading balance sheets. And his qualification, he was, I think, DME when he started off. So this kind of a culture can only be brought in when all of us work in unison. When the OEMs, our partners, are very important for us. Again, our supplier partners who have been very important to us. Also our own company culture, our management helped that happen. So Toyota taught us a lot, so I might use a lot of analogy from what they taught us. Gain, train, retain is very important for us. Our employee development skills, our initiatives basically concentrate on this. We're able to take people, the right people, and we're able to give them the right training, and then we hold on to them. We have multiple examples of I could talk about, probably there's another slide coming later on, what we do to retain our employees. A few things we do is, in case someone gets married, we actually bring the spouse over. We take the spouse and our team member for dinner, for lunch at their convenience. We invite them to our facility, they have a look at our facility. Each of our employees' families have visited our facility, and we also told to their family how their ward, how their family member is contributing to our growth, is contributing to building a very, very strong company. They are part of it. We make the families part of it. Each time a person is recruited, we make sure we go to the locality, we inquire about the person, about the family he belongs. We go to the family and we ask them, is this person going to be a long-term asset for us? We go very deep, we go with family, we work with their families. In case a person wants to leave, the next thing we do is we land up in the house. We don't talk to the person, we of course talk to the person, but we also land up in the house and ask them, why is this person leaving? So a lot of things we have achieved because we brought the families closer to us. Recruitment, one of the funniest things we do is our recruitment orientation program. Our orientation program is for 13 days. The first 6 days we only talk about morals, ethics, the Anaamalais way, the ARC way. ARC is a parent company, is a bigger umbrella. We talk about Anaamalais way, Aishwar way. So by the 6th day, 60% of the guys run away. They're like, man, I'm just fed up with this, and what kind of company is this? But we are looking to the soul of the person. We're not looking at the person's qualifications. And then they stick on. And then we get on to, if they stick on, we get on to the skills part of it. Their core training. Again, we've always talked about the right person for the right job at the right time. Because the right time is important, because the person has to be skilled enough to take on the job. We talk about a couple of things, the Gurukul system and the buddy system. These are very important traits and components in a manpower retention strategy. Every employee is given a buddy for 3 months. They've joined the organization, because joining the organization is one, but knowing about the organization is another thing. We need storytellers. So all the buddies who are, because we don't have too many people joining us, because we don't have to talk. The best thing is we don't have too many people leaving us. So it's a very small bunch, and these small kind of numbers, we put people who are there with us for 5 years minimum to become storytellers for them, to become people who inspire them, saying that these are the things our organization does for us, this is how we grow. So that's very important. We also talk about 100% organic growth. We don't even recruit team leaders. Forget managers, forget CEOs, forget anyone else. We have absolutely only 7 levels of 7 points of recruitment, which could include your water wash. Most of my technicians are ex-water wash, if not all of them. They are there for 6 months. They could finish the DME, they can finish the ITI, but they have to work in water wash. Over time, we realize that it teaches us dignity of labor. Everyone has to come either from our driver, insurance runner, a watchman, a housekeeping staff. I can tell you how some of the housekeeping staff have become line managers. There is 100% organic recruitment. There is absolutely no way we can get away from this. Multi-skilling. Every 3 years, we multi-skill people. A sales guy will go to service, a service guy will go to HR, a HR guy will come to used car, and so on. There is not a single day where we make a particular team member is going to feel bored, or is probably going to think, I've hit the ceiling, I can't learn anymore. For us, it's very important that our skill centers are extremely well maintained, well stocked in terms of equipment, in terms of processes we have there. We also have great trainers. Of recent, we also tied up with ASBC. ASBC is an excellent skill certification program. I implore you all to explore it, to see whether it suits you all, and it's been great for us. Okay, I think that's the ASBC program. Right. We have these various programs here. We have the best performer program for various categories of employment. We also talk about the best Kaizen program. There are only 3 meetings I chair every month because I believe in delegation. I hate micromanagement. I'm not capable of micromanagement. So there are only 3 meetings. One is your operations meeting, one is the finance meeting, the other one is the Kaizen meeting. And the Kaizen meeting lasts 1 day. Rest of it lasts 3 hours, 4 hours maximum. We go through every Kaizen given in our division by every person. We sort it out meticulously, and we also have awards for it. And each of these Kaizens, if implemented, the particular employee is given leave for 3 to 4 days, leave from his work, but he's going to turn up for work anyway, and they get to implement the Kaizens. We talk about other awards again here, which is sales, service, SGA, and as a technical leader. We also introduced a program, it's still a work in progress, where we said there's going to be one single point of contact. Vignesh is the person who sold the car to the customer. I would also be the person to give an appointment, get an appointment in service. Everything would go through me. This also works. This would only work if you have high employee retention. We also had issues on retention some years ago, not anymore. We found out this way the trust build up is very, very high. In fact, some of the customers call up our one point of contact person, our PAC, and probably even ask them, okay, which hotel to stay, which holiday should you go for. They become friends over a period of time. And through that, relationships are very, very strong, and we have benefited from it. When you talk about empowerment policy, so there's a budget allocated to every service advisor. He's given 1,000 rupees every month, at the start of every month. And we are a diversified group. We are probably there in about 11, 12 different industries, from education to food production to mineral water to a host of other things. That 1,000 rupees needs to be used. The only condition is you can't buy any ARC banner product. But the 1,000 rupees needs to be used for a customer to create a delight story. A simple example would be, you can see a helmet being handed over to a customer. So basically what happens is a customer is coming for service. This is given to every service advisor. So the customer is coming for service. The service advisor, basically you need to do two things. One is go and research about the vehicle history, go and research about the customer. This guy goes on to the, I think, his Instagram page and finds out that customer bought a new bike. And he was on the bike, nice pose, no helmet. So this guy researches and then he gets him a helmet. And the customer wonders, well, this guy is gone crazy because why should a helmet be given for a car? And he says, no, I did my research. You bought 4 cars from us. You are our customer for 11 years. For us, it is very important that you are safe. And that's why the helmet. And then the customer writes an email to the MD of Toyota saying that I don't care what what Anaamalais sells tomorrow. They sell a donkey, I'll buy it. So that's the kind of confidence empowerment can actually bring. I'm just giving you one example, but a lot of things which can happen when we actually think about a customer much more than a transaction which is in front of us. Yeah, we have various things where we help our customers out. We have a small kit where in case there is a accident or a breakdown, the first thing we do is we go and attend the customer, of course, but as we attend the vehicle, of course, but before that, there are 2 entities here, one is the vehicle, one is the customer. We have a small kit where we have some water in a bag, or some biscuits there, and some soft drinks, and we go and give it to the customer saying that, you relax, let me have a look at the vehicle. We also have bikes. In case of heavily trafficked urban areas, it takes time for our cars to reach, so we use a bike also to reach them. Right. The first project, we have a mini theater in all our workshops, so they come and the driver comes and rests there, AC room, I think 7.1 or 7.2 Dolby system. They get very, very happy watching movies. Movies are big in Tamil Nadu, like in other parts of India. And the particular test track you see there, we did it for a project called In-Build Quality. This particular project involved us competing with many nations around the world. We came number 2nd in the whole project because Toyota made the presentation, they admitted they did a lousy job. Otherwise you have to come first. But what did it do for us? Let's say me and Krishna-san, we are brothers and we live in the same house. Krishna-san is, he gets out of the house, turns right, and he is into quarries. So he takes a right, and the right is very, very bad roads and like a lot of wobbles everywhere. He can't go beyond 40 kilometers per hour. So that's his condition. My condition, I take a left. I'm a highway contractor. I drive on 6 lanes, smooth roads. I drive at 120, and for me, my biggest issue is vehicle pulling. If I come and leave the vehicle, I would talk about pulling. If he comes and leaves the vehicle, he would talk about noise and vibration. But still the other brother would always remain dissatisfied because my problem is not being taken care of. The whole point of this test track and a few things we did was to make sure that whoever it is, we need to find out the issues in the vehicle because there are 2 things to it. One is primarily customer satisfaction. Number 2 is we are able to identify extra jobs, therefore revenue to us. 95% of noise and vibration problems and 80% of pulling problems were brought down by this one project alone. It doesn't take much. We put some cobblestones, some alternative speed breakers, some parallel speed breakers. Some of my friends here are witness to the whole test track. And another thing, it has brought down our test track, test ride times by about 96-97%. We take our vehicles outside, we have to find a pothole to find NVH concerns. It is also a safety issue for the people on the road and for our own customers' vehicles. We are able to eliminate it. So that's one great way where you can also save time on your drivers going outside. You're paying a lot of money. Sometimes some of our best technicians are put in these vehicles to go and find out noise and vibration. Instead of that, the technicians need to be under the vehicle and trying to make it ready for our dealerships. Right, so heart-touching guest experience. We really look after our customers great. They have a health checkup counter. We have a gym there. We have refreshments. We have massage chairs. We have vehicle cut-up sections. Most of these cut-up sessions are usually kept in training centers. We kept the training center in the reception because a lot of customers have issues visualizing problems with components of our vehicles. The components cut sections being in the reception actually helps this understanding, and it's really helping create delight. A customer-centric approach is talk about, but how many of us are able to deliver it? It all depends upon how our team members are able to capture the customer voice correctly, and to make sure that we do this, we have our own software wherein when we go through the, as you said, we need to research the customer history and the vehicle history at the same time before a customer comes for service. And in this customer service, history, our program throws out a solution. It says that, okay, is this customer dissatisfied or is this customer satisfied? A highly critical customer would actually, in the last 5 visits, 3 times he would have said, probably I'm not happy. And this actually gets escalated in case the customer comes in, the customer is actually taken care of by a senior service advisor. It is really supremely critical. He is he has been having bad experiences with us. We try to convert that into good experiences by putting senior people or team leaders to look after them. We also talk about UIO concept. Our biggest thing for us is that we need to take care of the customers. The customer is always right. There is no way the customer can be wrong. Either we have approached it in the wrong way or we have really messed up the customer, the point of interaction. Right, we have small recognitions regarding a customer running high mileage. We just recognize them in front of other customers or drivers who are coming for service. Any customer who's coming new to our fold is sent through this program called Varavedku scheme. This also is also extended to customers who are used car customers. Krishna-san probably sells the vehicle to Anaamalais, some broker, and some broker sells it to Vignesh. Vignesh is new to Anaamalais. I don't know what Anaamalais is. How do I welcome them? We go to every broker in town who's decent, who has decent size in terms of operations, and we give them a booklet. The booklet is nothing else but 3 free services. Labor is free there. We think labor is expensive. 3 free services, there's going to a lot of money going from our pocket. Not really, because otherwise this customer would have completely gone out. We have no clue who this customer is, and we're never going to service the requirement. These 3 free services has brought so many customers back to our fold. Among Toyota dealers in India, we have the highest retention of non-Toyota resold customers. For example, I have Anaamalais hasn't resold the car. Some other brokers resold it, but still we are able to capture the customer. And I guess that's these 3 interaction points are a great way to introduce our Anaamalais brand and to retain the customer for the future. And we have various CS promotions. We have a tool called iCare. Right now it's being introduced by Toyota Glasgow Motors as a program everywhere. What's that program called, Krishna-san? There's a CRM tool. I forget what Toyota has introduced, but this was a pioneer of it. It's yet to come. Okay, so this was a pioneer. We pretty much know what the customer eats, reads, drinks, his political affiliation, the size of his family, the age of his family, which college they go to, and none of it is taken down saying that, okay, sir, I'm taking out a survey, note it down now. In casual interactions, we note all this down. Their birthdays are celebrated, their anniversary is celebrated. The son comes, just finished his 12th, he's 18 years old, he's going to college. We're there at the doorstep saying that, sir, we know your son's birthday is today, congratulations, would you want a car? So these things really help us to, to make the tribe larger. Yes, now they bring it to Toyota Connect, but we still follow this one because for us we found it's a little bit more extensive. Yeah, so rural outlets, we have something called the T-Sparsh outlet, wherein we go to talukas. Toyota being a company where we don't have a lot of small car products like Maruti or Hyundai has, or Tata for the matter, we really have to connect with the rural customers. We found that the next big step, the huge growth is going to come from our rural counters, rural customers, therefore we want to get closer to them. We put this one display, a car display, two car display counters in every taluka. And this has really brought in, it costs only about 15,000, 10,000 rupees to put up a rented place like that. But the kind of traction we've been receiving is huge. Right, so this would be the total potential which we map. Body and paint, insurance, wheel alignment, tires, batteries, car care. Some of it, for example, 12% of the customer, we talk average, we just take what are the total mileage our customers are doing. We take an average of it and then we see what is the potential. When you look at it, 12% of tire conversion seems very low, but Toyota's India conversion is around 4%. So when you look at it in totality, it's just phenomenal. We talk about engagement products, we talk about various products which Toyota has already given us. We just make sure we work with it. We work with tire companies, we work with battery companies, we work with insurance companies to make sure that we are at the peak of our game. Digital engagement, yes. Whether it is Facebook, or whether it is YouTube, Twitter, we get right now Instagram also something which we work on. And we found out, more importantly, as Mr. Aksheva said, we find that rural customers honestly are spending more time on their digital media than urban customers. Probably urban customers don't have the time to do that, but rural customers, because the pace of life is very different and they have enough time to look into it. I presume that I operate in areas which are very rural, and I'm sure Jharkhand also has a lot of rural pockets where the potential is immense. Right, we already talked about our Kaizen forum, and sometimes we also have themes. Sometimes it is customer focused Kaizen, sometimes it is productivity based Kaizens to improve our productivity and henceforth. One of the important things I would really ask my partners, my friends here to do is to have a very, very strong review system. Most of the time we end up asking the wrong questions which is completely unnecessary, or don't probably ask the question which is important. Over time, for each department, we actually have different kind of reviews. It could be once in 2 months, or it could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be every fortnightly, or even daily reviews. We have a list of questions which is given to everyone. What do you need to ask? And beyond that, there's no question which needs to be asked. It saves time, it's quite precise, and we're able to capture the data which is right. So one of the big projects which we did was multi-outlet management. About 8-9 years ago, we were already around 25-26 branches. We figured out that every branch was like an island. One had an advantage, one had a disadvantage, and we were not able to collate all this together. So we created multi-outlet management. Multi-outlet management basically goes around the fact that we want to remove the OEM as a person, as an organization who would come and tell us how to run business. The the OEM would only come and talk to one person in the sales, as a sales head in our group, and on the service side. Let's say there's a CSM or an FR. He doesn't go and talk to every branch. He just comes and talks to one person, and we're able to have a uniform experience, a uniform instruction sent everywhere. This saved a lot of time. Saved a lot of time for us because we found that OEMs are excellent places to people to come and give us advice. One of the biggest things in our industry is that our success is directly related to the OEM. So the OEM probably comes to us and he gives us free consultation. If you go and take a Arthur Anderson, you go and take a PwC, they're going to charge you close for it. So that's something great. But at the same time, we also find it sometimes being a little bit troublesome. So a little bit troublesome because we find that they come and give different instructions everywhere. So multi-output management really helped us to tide over that. Well, this is our customer retention chart. So our overall customer retention at about 15 years would probably stand at around 80%. Again, the varies. I think Toyota's customer retention in India is around 67% or something like that. The reason we have high retention is we are committed to making sure that the customer is going to stay with us forever. Even when you look at a customer from year 2000, our retention rate is only 38%, which is quite unheard of in automobile circles, but we are determined to make sure that the customer comes back. 3 ways to do it: go big, go steal, or make sure you kidnap the customer, but the customer has to come to the workshop. Get the things done. It's very often that we go to a manufacturer and ask them, give us higher margins, give us better labor rates. But the most important thing is making sure the cost is taken care of by ourselves. You see something called a profit square. Of course, we need to maximize opportunity, but we also need to minimize cost and optimize price. Price optimization is a factor of the market we can determine. The other two axes is basically based on us. We were basically able to track cost. We took about 14 cost centers. Out of the 14 cost centers, we went for that 80-20 rule. Can you believe it? We dropped our cost by nearly 30%. Cost of servicing a vehicle. By making sure we worked on utility costs, making sure we reduced wastage in terms of time movement. 30% in case one OEM comes and tells you you're going to increase your labor rate by 30% overnight, you're going to feel great about it. But it's not going to happen because it's a factor of the market. The only thing we realize is we need to reduce the cost. So we did that. And by reducing cost, we also were mindful of the quality which we turned out. We actually rushed for time, so I'll probably go through these things quicker. A few things I'll probably touch on. At Anaamalais, our parts stock, we don't talk about weeks or days, we talk about weeks or months, we talk about days. Our average parts stock is about 6.3 days. We also talk about RO fill rate, ROFR. RO fill rate is nothing else but 100% of our RO you're able to deliver parts. Our RO fill rate is about 98%. If there's a myth, an OEM comes and tells you need more parts to satisfy customers, is absolutely humbug, don't believe it. There are ways where you can keep very, very lean stock, yet satisfy customers. Our dead stock is 2.7% of our complete stock, despite having 6.3 days of stock. Our manpower productivity is put up here. A few things I want to talk about is, I'll talk about bay productivity actually. Bay productivity is as high as 15 vehicles per bay in an 8-hour shift. Process, Toyota gave us great processes, but we were able to take it higher. You talk about bay productivity in body and paint, it's about 1.19. We use auto car wash everywhere. LG, I'm not their salesman, but it's a great product. We have more than I think 13-14 machines right now, auto car wash. When people tell you it gets scratched and all that, don't believe it. It's the cheapest way of washing, much cheaper than manual, much cheaper than dry wash, and the quality is consistent. We worked multiple times on cost reduction in paint efficiency. Our cost of paint is about 650 rupees per panel, which according to Toyota is one of the lowest in their insurance efficiency. That would be our loss ratios. We are able to reduce our loss ratio from 66% to about 50-odd%. One of the biggest things we did was two things. We had a cost matrix. In case the cost was very close to the what is the thing called every year, if they don't use up. What is the discount we give to the customer in case no claim bonus? In case very close to the no claim bonus or slightly lower, we advise the customer you might as well go for your own payment, therefore reduce the burden on the insurance companies. Usage of child pass, etc. These are various things we do. The most recent things we did for our team members is anyone over 40, we paid for the annual health checkup. We gave free helmets to the employees' children, and we conducted a few health discussions regarding how varicose veins can be reduced, because a lot of our employees stand, technicians, service advisors, lobby in charges, and also our watchmen. We are completely, all our requirements, energy requirements are taken care of by solar. 85% of our solar energy and wind energy is actually exported onto the grid. Only 15% is consumed by our group. Water conservation, again, because of various techniques of washing, and also we have an excellent cooperation with LG, who have come up with a water recycling plant, from which we have actually reduced our washing from per liter from 150 liters per car to about 40 liters. I'm just going to conclude this. Today we are talking about manufacturers coming in over-dealerization. We talk about high competition within the brand. We keep fighting each other within the brand rather than across brands. All these things are not going to change. We are having existential crisis because of various issues. All these things, no one is going to come and solve it for us. The only ones to solve it is ourselves. And the biggest question is, how are we going to have high margins and high profitability? The only way we're going to do that is to answer these questions is change, why and what. And if you're able to dwell on this, we need to work with people. We need to work within our organization. We need to work with our partners. We make sure that every decision we take, we have to answer three questions. Whether it's creating customer delight, whether it's going to create profitability, and whether it's going to create a culture of excellence. With these three things, we also make sure we work with our partners for productivity enhancement, for manpower development, and also for being extremely competitive in the market. And through this, we believe we can create a self-sustainable organization. There are enough and more partners who are willing to work with us, and in case we just open the doors for our own partners to come and work with us, the experts in whatever they do, they would help us to get to where we should be. Thank you so much.